And here, let's see, we have Sister Murray and her little Sister Murray doing a little study there. And let's see, you're working, what is that? Help the student to see the need to improve dress and grooming at the meetings. Sister Murray.
Sophie, before we started our study, I was thinking about something you said before you went to school this morning. You said that you wanted to wear your red dress to the assembly.
Yes, that's my favorite dress.
I know it is. It's kind of one of my favorites too, but you know, I think it's getting a little short for you.
Is it really that big of a deal?
Well, you know, actually our study that we're going to go over might answer that question for you. So why don't we go ahead and start on paragraph 14 of chapter 5, keep separate from the world. And also, I was thinking too, think about, I know you've been talking about qualifying to be an unbaptized publisher and then get baptized and pioneer. So those are awesome goals. And this information we're going to go over is something that will help you to think about the choices you make in your style and your grooming and what actually makes Jehovah happy, okay? So go ahead and read paragraph 14, okay?
Our dress, grooming, and cleanliness are even more important when we are engaging in the field ministry or attending a Christian meeting. Ask yourself, do my appearance and personal hygiene draw undue attention to me? Do they embarrass others? And do I consider my rights in these areas to be more important than qualifying for service privileges in the congregation?
Okay, so the question here is, in regard to our appearance and hygiene, what questions should we ask ourselves?
We should ask ourselves, do my appearance and personal hygiene draw undue attention to me? Do they embarrass others? And do I consider my rights in these areas to be more important than qualifying for service privileges in the congregation?
Okay, very good. And let's go ahead and read Philippians 4:5, okay? Can you read that when you find it? Philippians chapter 4, verse 5.
It says, let your reasonableness become known to all men, the Lord is near.
Okay, so what do you take from this scripture?
We should be sensible when making choices and how it affects others.
Very good. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go to paragraph 15, and I'll read that one. Why does God's word not set out a list of rules? Oh, sorry. The Bible does not set out for Christians a list of rules on dress, grooming, and hygiene. Jehovah has no desire to deny us our freedom of choice or the use of our thinking faculties. Rather, he wants us to become mature people who reason on Bible principles and who, through use, have their powers of discernment trained to distinguish both right and wrong. Above all, he wants us to be governed by love for God and neighbor. Within those boundaries, there is a potential for great variety in dress and grooming. Evidence of this can be seen in the colorfully dressed, joyful throngs of Jehovah's people, no matter where on earth they are gathered. So the question here is, why does God's word not set out a list of rules on dress, grooming, and hygiene?
He wants us to be governed by love for God and neighbor.
Right. And notice also the paragraph says that he doesn't desire to deny us our freedom of choice. He wants us to be mature and reason on Bible principles. Let's go ahead and look up Mark chapter 12. And read verse 30 and 31. And I'll read that, okay? You have it? Okay, and it says, you must love Jehovah your God with your whole heart, with your whole soul, with your whole mind, and with your whole strength. The second is this, you must love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. So what do you think that's telling you there?
It's telling me that we should love Jehovah more than anything else.
Right, very good. You know, Sophie, while you were in school today, I found this really great article in this 2016 Watchtower. It's Does Your Style of Dress Glorify Jehovah? And I'd like to share a couple paragraphs with you. I think it's on paragraph 6 and 7 here. It says, when we are neat, clean, and modestly dressed and well-groomed, people are more likely to respect us as ministers of the sovereign Lord Jehovah. And it says our appropriate attire will reflect well on the organization we present. And it says, we owe it to our holy God, to our spiritual brothers and sisters, as well as to the people in our territory, to wear clothing that dignifies the message we bear, that brings glory to Jehovah. This is especially so when we're engaging in Christian activities, such as when we attend meetings or when we share in the preaching work. We should dress in the way that is proper for people professing devotion to God. So what do you get out of that just read?
It says we owe it to Jehovah, our brothers and sisters, and also people we meet out in service to wear clothes that bring glory, honor and glory to Jehovah.
Very good. And also how we need to remember that we love and represent Jehovah. So our dress and grooming is really important. So now after we've discussed all this, what do you think about that red dress now?
Well, I want to make Jehovah happy, so I think it's time to give away the red dress and pick something else up.
That's a good idea. Good answer. And I think maybe after we've gone over all this information, let's keep all this information in mind when we go shopping for a new dress for you this Saturday, okay?
Okay, thanks, Granny.
You're welcome.
Yay.